Welcome back. All right, fourth and final board, third and final review video. I am so glad this doesn't happen that often. Facebook also reminded me that 2 years ago today I was posting about how there was 15 games on Friday and I didn't know I was going to track all of it. It is easier now with a much bigger set. It is much easier for me to do so. Um, but yeah, so here we are again, rounding things out with games 13, 14, and 15. Let's go ahead and start things off talking about Calgary and Dallas. Let's go through it. It's Markstrom versus Ottinger. It takes a minute and 13 seconds for Dallas to get on the board. It's Johnston from Ben and Dodonov. The Flames press at 4.5 minutes. Suter has a shot that's held as the Stars get some pressure. Flames have a 3-on-2 that misfires. They press. Sidorov fires high on a 2-on-0. And then Greer ties the game from Dubé and Ruzicka at 8:19. Shots are 6-3 in favor of Calgary at the half. Coleman has a rush chance. That's kicked aside. And then Robertson. It's a turnover. It goes in off Markstrom's shoulder. Lundqvist with the assist at 11:27. So suddenly it's 2-1 for Dallas. Stars press for another. Pavelski's denied and close. The Stars end up drawing a power play. That's killed off. Lindholm prevents a Johnston goal, but it is 2-1 in favor of Dallas after one. Second period. 43 seconds in, it's a 3-on-2, it's a tic-tac-toe play. And it felt like when Calgary got a good opportunity, it had a good chance of going in the net. Sharangovich from Lindholm and Mangiapane. Uyghur has a shot that's held. The Flames have some momentum, but on a rush opportunity, Dallas gets it back. Johnston scores from Ben and Dodonov again at 4:44. Same scoring combination there. Then there's a near miss for Johnston as he was looking for the hat trick. We end up with a power play for Dallas, and they score on it. It's Pavelski from Duchesne and Robertson at 8:53. Buries that one far side. Suddenly it's 4-2 in favor of Dallas. But the Flames get a power play. Uyghur has a screenshot that's held. Power play's killed off 4 shots on that one. And then it's high slot on a rush. Ruzicka scores from Tanev and Greer at 13:27. Not a fantastic one there for Ottinger. We get a power play for Dallas. That lasts 16 seconds before it becomes a 4-on-4. Everything's killed off there. 2:59 left. The Flames go back to the power play. That's killed off. It's 4-3 Dallas after 2. Third period at 1:53. Tipped down and in by Coleman at the net. Uyghur and Anderson with the assists. And about 30 seconds later, not a good goal. Lindholm scores from Sharangovich and Mangiapane at 2:22. The shots are 4 apiece at 7 minutes. And at 7:28, Backlund gets the third goal for Calgary in the period on 5 shots. He scores from Zary and Coleman. The Flames were really doing a good job, I thought, of preventing any kind of sustained pressure by Dallas. Any really great prime opportunities as well. The goaltender pull happens, and that allows Kadri to hit the empty net at 18:21. It is a laugher for Calgary. They go into Dallas, and they put up a 7 spot on the Dallas Stars. 7-4 is your final. Calgary goes to 8-9-3 on the season. For Dallas, they are 12-5-2, and this is not a great start for Dallas. So the shots on net 11-7 for Dallas in the first, 12-6 Calgary in the second, 10-8 Dallas in the third. Final shots, both teams had 27. Power plays, Calgary 0-3, Dallas 1-3. The hits 21-12 for Calgary. Markstrom saves 23 out of 27. Ottinger, 20 saves on 26 shots. I'm at the point where I think Wedgwood might be out playing Ottinger, and you might want to give Wedgwood some more starts. Dallas, of course, still in the mix for the number 1 spot in the division, but I do believe that spot belongs to Colorado, which is a good segue because Colorado is up next against Minnesota. Sorry, I talked about Dallas too long. I started to choke. So, Georgiev versus Gustafsson in this one. I kid. So the Wild press are kept to the outside. Kiviranta has a one-timer that's saved. The shots are 3-2 for Colorado at 4 minutes. We get a power play for Minnesota. That's killed off. Power play for the Avs. That's killed off. The Wild press are kept to the outside. And then on a rush, Ross Colton scores one from Byram and Tufte at 17:43. And then the Avs look for another. So after the first period, it's 1-0 Colorado. Second period, 4-minute power play for the Wild. Rossi tips one wide. It's cleared out. Then we get a penalty to the Wild. It becomes a 4-on-4. Then it becomes a 4-on-3 for the Avs. Really very similar to what the Avs did to Vancouver when they were shorthanded the other night. So Rantanen has a shot that's blocked. It's cleared. Eriksson Ek had a 4-on-4 chance that's blocked. Everything's killed off. The Avs press at 7 minutes. And then the Avs go back to the power play and they score on this one. It's Nichushkin, 6-game goal scoring streak for him. From McKinnon and Taves at 8:39, it's tipped in on a good cycle. I will say when the announcer said, well, there was that whole hotel thing that happened with him, but that all got cleared up. We never knew what happened. What got cleared? Anyways, it's just forgotten at this point. You just, Ninja Dust is just forgettable. Anyways, at 9:11, then the Minnesota Wild get it back. It's Kaprizov from Rossi. It was a turnover, and Georgiev nearly had it, but didn't. So it makes it 2-1. The Avs press with 9 minutes left. We get a power play for the Wild. They then get a 5-on-3. They don't score during the 5-on-3, but they score during the 5-on-4. It's Eriksson Ek from Zuccarello and Kaprizov at 14:20. So it's a tie game. The Wild with some momentum. Now they're looking for the lead. They press with 4.5 minutes left, and then McKinnon fired one wide as the Avs were pressing at the other end. But after 2 periods, the score's tied at 2. Third period, early power play for the Avs. Makar fires one wide. They cycle. Nichushkin can't bury one. That's killed off. The Avs press after it ends, and then McDermott. If you're going to pick a guy to get a really nice goal that's a deke in close, obviously if the guy's name starts with Mac and he plays for the Avs, you're going to think, well, it's McDermott, right? So he scores from Cogliano and Olofsson at 4:56. It was a nice deke in close. That's his first goal of the year, and I think he played like 3 minutes to that point in the game. So the Wild press at 7.5 minutes. The refs told that he sucks because they have to know. You have to let them know. There's a press by the 7:36. The Avs get a power play. That was killed off. There's a press by the Wild after that's done. The Avs playing a little bit of the Wild playing some desperate hockey with the Avs having the lead. 3:27 left. The Wild get a power play. Boldy's denied. Georgiev holds on. We then get 5 seconds of 4-on-4 because Minnesota takes a penalty with 2:22 left, and that does effectively end the game. By the time Minnesota gets the goalie pulled to make it 5-on-5, it's done. Your final score is 3-2 for Colorado. They go to 13-6 with the win. Again, they tied Dallas in points. I haven't looked at the standings, but that tells me they should be ahead of Dallas now, first in the division. For Minnesota, 5-9-4. So Minnesota now flirting with needing a dreaded 10-loss video from me at some point. Shots on net, 9-6 Colorado in the first, 10-7 Colorado in the second, 8-7 Minnesota in the third. Final shots, 26-21 Colorado. Power plays, the Avs 1 for 6. Minnesota 1 for 5. The hits, 12-10 Colorado. Georgiev saves 19 out of 21. Gustafsson saved 23 out of 26. Minnesota's in a free fall, and the Avs looks like they're going to be one of the best teams in the West, which should not be a surprise to anybody. All right, and last game, we're going to talk about Vancouver and Seattle. That first period for Vancouver was not stellar. Let's go through it. So it's Demko versus Decord. Beauvillier couldn't bury one as the Canucks press. There's a power play for Seattle, and Vancouver scores. It's Bluger, and it was on a breakaway. It's his first goal as a Canuck. It's a shorthanded marker at 5:05. Then the Canucks finish the kill. Kraken go back to the power play. Benier scores. That goal comes back. Canucks then kill it off after that. So that was the good part. You kill it off after that, so the Benier's goal doesn't count. Shots are 6-3 for the Canucks at the half. The Kraken get their third power play, and it's a 4-minute power play. This is why I was starting to get frustrated. Like, hey, you can't keep giving them all these opportunities, and they stopped. So it was killed off. There were no shots for Seattle during the second 2 minutes of the 4-minute power play, and that's the end of the power plays for Seattle. Kraken press with 3.5 minutes left. Tanev was downed. Looked like it was his foot or his ankle. He would come out and try to skate around before the second period. He tested it. Didn't work out. While the Islanders ended up playing with 4 defensemen for most of the night tonight, Seattle played short on forwards for most of the night tonight too. So it's 1-0 Vancouver after 1. We go to the second period. Tanev, not on the bench as I stated. Early press by the Kraken. Bjorkstrand gets denied twice. Eberle has a chance it's held. The shots are 3-0 Seattle at 3.5 minutes. 9+ minutes since the Canucks last shot when I wrote that note. And it ends up being about 11.5 minutes between shots for Vancouver. Kraken with a heavy press at 6.5 minutes. Dunn has a shot that's held. It's all Seattle at this point. They were very fortunate that Demko brought the A game today. So the Canucks get some shots and some zone time at 7.5 minutes. They start to pick it up. Besser fires one high on a one-timer, and then Joshua, who's been all around it lately, finally gets a goal from Garland. And Amon, with his first game with the Vancouver Canucks this year, and at 12:08 he gets his first point, so that's 1 point in one game. I like Nils. I think he's a good player. He's been good down in Abbotsford too. So the Canucks then get a power play. That's killed off. Eberle has a rush chance. That's saved. Eberle usually feasts on the Canucks. Mikheyev couldn't bury one on net drive. And then on a failed clear, Cartier scores from Dunn at 17:29. That makes the score 2-1 in favor of Vancouver after 2. Third period, there's a press by the Kraken in a minute and a half. They don't get shots, though. The Canucks had the only shot on net 4 minutes into the period. Juleson has a shot that saved. The Canucks press from there. Besser's denied and close. Beniers loses the handle on an opportunity on a rush. And then it's a face-off win, and it's deflected in on the way through. Lafferty gets that one from Hronik and Hughes. So Quinn Hughes' point streak's up to 10. That's at 9:43 of the period. That makes it 3-1. Bjorkstrand exits the game injured. You're down to, I think it was 9 forwards for them because you have Tanev out. Then you're down Bjorkstrand. So anyways, I think they were down to 9 forwards at that point. Höglander scores from Amon on a fast break. He buries it at 12:38. So suddenly it's 4-1. 4:44 left. The Kraken get their first shot. The Kraken were frustrated. Cartier got frustrated. Basically wanted to go at anybody he was talking to. With 4:35 left, the Canucks are given a power play on a penalty by Cartier, but they also give him the 10-minute misconduct, meaning Seattle's down to 8 forwards. So at 17:30, 5 seconds after the kill's done, Mikheyev scores from Garland and Myers. And so suddenly it's 5-1. Bluger then had a fight with Yanni Gourde, because why not? And so Bluger with a goal and a fight. 2/3 of a Gordie Howe hat trick. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Final score is 5-1. Vancouver bounces back from the loss against Colorado. They go to 14-6-1. They play San Jose tomorrow. Seattle 8-9-5 on the season with that loss. Tough loss for Seattle. We'll see if they can get that back. They don't play tomorrow, so they at least have the day off to consider things tomorrow. Shots on net, 10-8 for Seattle in the first period, 12-7 Seattle in the second, 12-2 Vancouver in the third. They actually win the shooting battle of things, 27-24. So they were outplayed through portions of the first and second period, but in the third they really locked it down. Power plays, Vancouver 0 for 2, Seattle 0 for 4. Hits 16-15 for Seattle. Demko saves 23 out of 24. Decord saved 22 out of 27. So there you go. You're all caught up on today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.